Hello everybody, it's the 26th of September today, and I'm just doing a little bit of clean-up work on my 7-trunk birch clump. This is a fusion project of mine, so it's 7 trees fused into one, and what I'm actually been doing is nothing particularly up top. The tree's beginning to yellow up and lose its leaves for autumn, which is fine, and I want it to do that for now. Any pruning work I'm going to do on the tree is going to be done when it's dormant and it's lost all its leaves, and I can see where things are at really. This is my front, and what I've actually been doing today is removing moss. If you've been watching my channel at all, you probably know I dislike moss on my bonsai, but the darn stuff keeps growing, and so I have to keep removing it. In particular, I don't want moss around the base of my trunks here, because it sits wet when the weather's wet and can lead to the bark rotting, and it can get so bad that it'll kill your tree if it wrings the bark. So it also has allowed me to expose these roots, and I've got some interesting root, but I've also got some crossing roots. Again, I will deal with those when the tree is dormant, but let me bring you in and show you what I've been doing. This is one of those trees there. It kind of has 2 fronts. Although this section of the tree, it's really a bit too leaning forwards, but I do have it on a bench where I can approach it from both sides. So what I've been doing is just peeling back, using these long-handled tweezers, some of the moss that's invading between the trunks and the roots, and it's built up over the summer. And it's not been too bad if I bring you around to where I haven't done anything much yet. In this case, it's a fairly thin layer, and so it's been relatively easy to peel back. On some of my smaller trees, some of my other trees, we're having a full-on rampant attack of the moss, which is completely burying the base of this trunk on this young cornice, which I've grown from seed. Well, I say from seed, it self-seeded itself in a pot, and I transferred it and yeah, similarly with this small field maple, it's just taken over, and I can't really explain why I don't like it, other than I don't like it. Similarly, I can't explain why I enjoy cauliflower and sprouts, but intensely dislike broccoli. That's equally true. Mine eyes find the sight of moss, I won't say repulsive, but I will say I dislike it. If it was a picture, I wouldn't hang it on my wall. Does that make any kind of sense? You can let me know what you think down below. I know some people spend a lot of time and effort to cultivate areas of moss that they can then place on their trees, or not on their trees, but on the surface of their pots. But yeah, that's what I'm doing today, and I'm not telling you how you should do your trees. I'm just, as I always say, I'm not a how-to channel. What I am is a this is what I do channel, and it's a way of documenting my trees' progress year to year. And most trees have a playlist, so you can go back and look at early days with the trees and Some trees were already part formed before I started YouTube, and other trees that I've developed since, and so you can see them from scratch. But yeah, I shall be spending a lot of time over the next few weeks removing large areas of moss, and if I'm lucky it just comes off just like that, which is nice. And this tree has got a lot of mycelium. I can see that when I peel back the moss. There's a lot of this white fibrous mushroom, which is helpful for the tree's growth. So I'm quite pleased with that, but I'm not pleased with the moss. Okay. A good way of getting it off when it's soft and crumbly like this is actually this is a little nylon washing up brush that I picked up for cheap somewhere many years ago, and it's stood me in good stead. And you can just brush, and it's a really good way of getting rid of the moss that's sitting between the trees there, to make sure that it's not going to sit wet. One unfortunate issue that you get if you do it like I do, and as I say, I'm not a how-to channel, but I've just got a whole load of it, grit and gravel and moss and all, has just gone into me welly. So at least it's not soaking wet, I guess. What else can I say? When I'm busy telling you I'm not a how-to or how not to channel, one good thing about the moss is that it does act like a mulch in the summer sometimes, and keeps the moisture in. But I guess sometimes it's also a sign that you haven't quite got the drainage right. And some of these smaller pots where I've had a lot of moss grow, I'm going to try and make a mental note to make sure that they overwinter with a little bit more protection from the rain and things, so they're not sitting soggy. I don't want them to sit dry, obviously, but I don't want them to sit soggy either, because we don't want the rot. But, as you can see, there's a lot of structure on this tree that was absolutely hidden. By the sheer amount of moss that was growing up it. So I've obviously neglected this tree a little bit. Otherwise I should have really got at this before, but there's only so many hours in the day, and I do have a number of trees, so yeah, you can reveal some interesting stuff sometimes. So I'm going to continue on, but I won't bore you. It was just, well, not much going on, but I wanted to put out a video, and this is a kind of thought of the day: to moss or not to moss. So just to pull you out, give you a bit of a 360 on this clump. I'm pleased with its progress. It's going rather well. Needs some trimming, but as I say, that'll come when it's dormant. So all there is left to say is thank you so much for watching. Do all the usual things. Yeah, do all the usual YouTube things. The liking, the subscribing, comment below. But most of all, please stay safe.